Hey guys, happy Wednesday night. Welcome to Dixie Belle's Facebook page. My name is Tracy and I am a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint, and I'm coming to you live from my workshop, which is also known to my family as my garage. It is where all the magic happens here at my house, and I am exclusively a Dixie Belle product user, and so I come on here every single Wednesday night to share with you whatever it is that I have going on in my shop, or to hopefully teach you something that is a little bit out of the box that you might believe that you can't do, and I like to try and show you that you really can do it. Tonight's might blow your mind a little bit. It did mine. I almost canned it. So thank you, Valerie, for saying hello. Thank you guys as you come on. I forgot to put my microphone on because I am going to turn my back to you guys here in just a minute. Hello, Heather. How are you? Please say hello when you come on. Tell us where you are tuning in from, how you're doing, and if you've ever used Dixie Belle products before. If you are new to our product, hello, Joe. How are you? Hey, Sue. Okay, there we go. Inside the shirt. Here we go. And clip that puppy on. There we go. Lisa, are you peeking behind me? It looks like a, it looks like a compass of some sort going on back there. Hi, Pat. Hi, Susan. Yay. Hi, Angie. I'm so glad to have all of y'all on. I am. You know what I just thought about, though? I wonder. Guess I'll wait and see. No, I should go check. Hold on. I need to make sure I have one more thing. Okay, we're good. Hey, Katarina and Lisa, Dixie Belle. Lisa said, how do you say that, Lisa? Tunkanok? Did I kill that? Tunkanok. Sorry, I know this audio is driving y'all crazy while I'm like scrounging around here. There we go. Oh, we got Anya from Germany. Tanya from Ohio. Yes, she loves Dixie Belle and use it. Valerie Vickers is here. Hello, Sherry. Yay, yay, yay. Please hit that share button. Let your friends know that we're on it. We're going to do something a little outside of the box tonight, like way outside of the box. Okay, so if y'all follow me over on my page, Tracy's Fancy, that would be amazing as well. Y'all know that I am always looking for ways. My style is whimsical, bright colors usually. I do the trend. I can do the farmhouse. I can do the grunge. But I like a lot of color and I like a lot of detail. And so my pieces tend to take a little bit longer to work on. And one of the things that I love is black and white check and black and white harlequins. And I don't like math at all. Dixie Belle will be on here as well with us to answer questions while I'm talking to you guys. Sue, I know you did. I know you did. That makes me super happy. Northeast Pennsylvania. Let's just say Northeast, Lisa said. Northeast Pennsylvania. If you're in the Northeast area of Pennsylvania, Lisa's got you covered there with her Dixie Belle paint. Kathy, you do. I love it too. Hello, Miss Leah. Hi, honey. Hi, Belva. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Kathy. Okay, so anyway, I don't like math. I don't like to have to calculate or measure or figure things out. It takes the fun out of the project for me, and so I'm always trying to come up with ways to share that make things that look complicated a little bit easier. So I have done this pattern that's behind me before, and I've run into some, before I even knew to like look things up on YouTube. This was a long time ago, probably before there was a YouTube, and I ran into issues with several things. One, do you remember a couple weeks ago I taught y'all how, it wasn't last week. Last week we blended on this piece, right? I'm going to show y'all the front, some of the front in just a minute. So we're going to add some gold. If you want to see, if you've never gilded with gold, not gold leaf, but using gold wax, Dixie Belle's gold wax, which is right up here in this little can. We're going to do that in just a little bit, but right now we're going to use some black and white paint, which is Caviar and Fluff are my two colors. I've got them watered down just a little bit because I need to have them be a little bit more loose while we work on this behind me. So anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so I want to share with you, this may be something you'll never do, but y'all know that I do black and white check. I've taught it many times that you can, I do it, just draw it out, paint it by hand. People say, oh, but my hello, Miss Julie, my hand's not steady enough. Okay, well, we'll use tape. So I've taught how to tape it off. You know, you paint all one color, and then you tape it off, and you paint that color, and you take the tape off, and you put the tape over in the other direction, you paint that color, and you take it off. It's a lot of tape. But if your hand isn't steady, it's a surefire way to do black and white check, and it's a lot of fun. So done all that. We can do those again sometime, another time. But this client wanted that warped, whimsical look. So it's also called maybe point of view, rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. So I've done the top of a dresser in a rabbit hole, like a circle rabbit hole. I've done that. I've done my grandfather clock. I don't know if y'all have seen it. If you want to go to my website at traceysfancy.com and in the search bar type in grandfather clock, the grandfather clock will come up. Down on the bottom of the grandfather clock are these little squares, and I did this point of view look in these little rectangle windows. I think there's 4 of them on the front. Same sort of thing. So this client wanted that on the side of her piece. Well, originally I thought, sure, no problem. So I thought I would just do it inside here, only in this area right here. Well, once I started working, I realized that that's not enough space to get that point of view look across. It's just not. I wasn't going to be happy with it. I felt like this is this huge, it's 7 feet long, it's this enormous piece, and I'm going to have this little tiny looks where it looks like you're looking in. You know, it gives it like depth and dimension. Hello, Deborah and Janine. So I decided I'm going to do the whole entire side. So this is what happened like an hour ago. And I was getting so frustrated that I was like, crap, how am I going to teach them this when I'm out here? I can't even do it. How am I going to teach it? Well, then I remembered, oh yeah, there is a tip, a big tip. If you ever want to do this, I do have a major tip for you, and I'm going to give it to you right now. If you will look, you can see inside this madness that's going on here, you will see this right here. Let me get my pencil. Should have left everything down here on the floor. Hold on. Okay, here's my pencil. And I'm going to go ahead and get this and this. All right, great. Now I have everything. So you'll see that there is an actual square here. Do you see this point, this corner? Can y'all see that? Oh, I hate to move the phone because sometimes I lose internet. So there's an actual inside square, all right there. Just simple. You know how I measured it off? With a ruler. Now I could have started off and taped that off, but I don't want to. So I just used the width of my ruler. Looked easy enough to me. Just held it up, traced down both sides, moved over, traced it again, moved over, traced it again, moved it over. Did it evenly like that, right in the middle of this entire piece. I did not measure. I can't tell you how wide this is. Thank you, Ellen, for telling me that. I can't tell you how tall it is. I didn't measure it. I don't know. Is it going to be identical to the other side? Overall. Overall. Now, if someone breaks out a ruler, it might not be, because you got to remember, what you do on one side, you got to do on the other. Just like when we blended on the front, what you do on one cabinet door, the next cabinet door needs to be blended just like it, and the next one just like it. You know, got to work at it a little bit. So I moved my ruler around this way, and I made myself a perfect square. But the trick is, the very first time, thank you, Tanya, for appreciating this, because a lot of people will say that I talk too much. But you know what? If you want to see my stuff and you want to look at my work and you see little tiny checks hidden up under legs, you got to know that I probably was laying down on the floor up underneath there doing measuring and taping and painting little tiny checks. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into this kind of stuff, but you can do it as well. You just have to go for it. Just try it. Try it on a piece of paper with a marker and see if you can do it, and then go, I'm going to do that on the side of a dresser. And blow everybody's minds when they come in your room, you know, or in your house. So The key that I need to tell you, because what I did was one time I did all this work and did all this measuring, and then I started painting my rows and my squares, which that works out great, right? It's every other square, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, every other square. Base is painted white. I just went along. I did like a checkerboard. Every other one was black. It's like, oh, this is easy. And then I drew my little angled lines off, and then I got around, and holy freaking camole, as I got around, black ended up by black. What? Black ended up by black. And I had already painted the whole dang thing. And I want that to happen to you. Because I'm not kidding. Like all the way, what is back here? All these bobby pins that I have in the back of my head are not working. So as I get around to the back, to the top, black was by black, and then so I ended up with black, white, and then there was this ginormous black square up at the top of it, and that was just horrible, horrible. So the key is, would y'all like to know the key? Does anyone know? Thank you, Rhonda, because I'm happy to share this with y'all so that when you do see the finished piece in another week, and I post it on my Tracy's Fancy, or Dixie Belle posts it on Dixie Belle, you'll go, holy cow, I saw what she had done, and that was a lot of work. And you'll know that, right? You'll know it. And then you're going to be like, I want to try that. The key to making sure that they don't, when you make it all the way around, that they don't end up black by black, is you have to have an even number of squares going one way and an odd number of squares going the other way. So when you draw your square, it's really not a square. It's more of a rectangle by one row. Does that make sense? So let's count down. Let's count rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. This way, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. That is the difference. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Sylvia. Yes, Sylvia, I did it. I did it. Because no one taught me this. No one, I just look at pictures and say I'm going to copy that, or I'm going to make that happen. And I don't do my research. I just go for it. Yes, 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 Nicole. That is it. So please, 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 please push the share button so that people can hear that. That's like my major tip for today. Okay. And then I'm also going to I'm going to tell you a few more things. I'm going to let y'all watch me paint. So it doesn't matter if you go 4 rows and 5 rows or 5 rows and 4 rows. It doesn't matter if it's more left to right or if it's more up and down. You just need to have an odd number and an even number. And I don't know who just called me smart, but I love you. Hi, Rima. Sherry, I love you to death. But that was process of elimination is how I figured that out, because I had a major mess up with a lot of time behind it. Okay, so I knew when I built my center box today that I needed to have I needed to have an even row and an odd row. Gotcha? All right, so then I just made when you have an even row or an odd row, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you've got 6 rows going this way, you don't have a center row, right? There's no center row. So you have a center line. So that center line goes straight out. That'll start your point of view. So when you have a center line, whatever is center, whether it be a row or a line, it goes straight out. So this is my center line. It goes straight out on both directions, straight out, just like that. On the other way, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we don't have a center line, we have a center row. So the center row is right here. The center row needs to go straight out. So the center row goes straight up and straight down, all right? Until you get to this very last outer rim. Then you need to see my chalk pencil. By the way, I use a pencil when I'm working on light paint. All of this in here is in pencil. And then when I get to my dark paint, I use a chalk pencil. This is chalk. Did y'all know they made such a thing? It's a chalk pencil. Janet, I'm so glad. I am so glad. Nicole, exactly. Those are their learning opportunities. So when you get to this very last row out, you can start taking it out. So that straight row needs to then fan out, because that fanning out is how the others are going to fan out. And over here it's straight, you leave it straight, and then from there on they fan out. When you get to your corners like this, you just curve it. I didn't use anything. I just did it freehand. I just made a big curve and a big curve, just like that. And a big curve. And do you see this empty corner? All corners stay empty. There's nothing attached to the outer corner of my box. It just floats there. It's going to be a black square, and then there's going to be a white curve on top of it, then a black curve, and then a white curve, and then a black curve. So when you look at this, it's going to look like that this center box is like going inward, like it's something that you could like move into. Gotcha? Okay. Let's see. Good Bones. Hi, sweetheart. I don't know. Fancy. I don't know. Tell me we don't need math in our painting. No math here. Just need to know evens and odds and be able to count. I don't know about fancy, Good Bones. I am maybe complicated. All right, so that's that. Then, so I did a ruler. I had a regular pencil on light paint, a chalk pencil on dark paint. I can set those aside. I did go ahead for making sure I don't make mistakes, and also so that you guys could see every single box. I went ahead and put either a W or a B in it. So W, B, white, black. Now normally, because remember I told you initially that I thought I was only going to do this. Hello, Jackie. I thought I was only going to, oh yeah, Sherry. I can't wait either. I thought I was only going to do it right here, so that's the only part that I painted white. But anytime you're going to do black and white squares, anytime, paint the whole area white. Then you would just use regular pencil on it, and then you will just fill in with black paint on your black squares, okay? Unless you're doing a taped off version, but this is going to be a hand painted, no tape version. But because I didn't know, and I was an hour before I went live, and I was freaking out and sweating in my armpits and thinking, holy cow, how am I going to show them how to do this when I don't even have it right yet? But good Lord came down and the angels sang, and it looks amazing, and I do actually look like I know what I'm doing. So I went ahead and just marked off in each box white, black. So I'm literally going to have to paint every single square a different color. Save yourself a step, paint an entire area white, and then go for it. Yay? Okay, so then if my whole area was painted white, let's imagine the whole thing was white. If you pick up your paintbrush, which by the way, I know people are going to ask me, and I really would love to have my own line of brushes one day. But for right now, I'm using, this is a super pack that I bought. I believe I bought it at Hobby Lobby. I know y'all are going to ask, so it's called Crafter's Choice. It's artist brushes. It's a big package. I don't usually buy a big package like this, but I did. I don't know. I bought it for something. I think a class I was teaching or something. So it's called Crafter's Choice Royal, however you say that, Langnickel, Royal Langnickel. But what I want out of this big box is my angled brush. So anytime you're working on painting squares, you need an angled brush. And I decided I have a bunch over there, but they're used, and I like them to be brand new when I start my painted squares. So here we go. I'm going to use this angle brush right here, this size. It's about a ½ an inch long, probably ½ inch. Yay, Janet, you did. So you took the painted version, Janet, didn't you? You took the painted taped off stripes. Okay, or taped off checks. So when you start moving your hand around on this and you're going to start painting your squares, you're going to start smearing your your pencil everywhere. The pencil lead likes to just smear right into the chalk paint, like gets all smeared. So a little tip for you, if you like, is to go ahead and use a Sharpie. Now, when you do tiny little checks, you can use a paint pen for those if you want. I don't use this big of a square for tiny checks. I use a tiny little brush. Y'all have seen me do it before on videos, probably Instagram TV, TikTok. I loaded one on TikTok today. Do y'all follow me on TikTok, by the way? I just started it. I put one in my Instagram stories. Go catch my Instagram stories on Tracey's Fancy Instagram. There is a video of me in my stories, not in my feed, but up in the top, my little circle stories, of me doing tiny little checks with a little tiny brush. But anyway, you can use a paint marker if you want to. But I don't like to use paint markers to paint in big squares like this, because I want this to have a very flat, chalky finish look to it. And paint pens give kind of a gloss look, and I don't really like that. All right, so I'm going to take this paint marker, and you can put your ruler back up here if you want, but I'm going to swap sides real quick. I'm going to go right in front of the camera and switch sides because I'm right-handed, even though I know this looks like I'm left-handed. So you can do this. You don't have to, but you can do this. This is just an extra step, but what it does is it sort of solidifies your lines and you don't have to worry about all that smearing. Now, I know some of you are like, what the heck? You know, I would just screw this up and those would be all wobbly. No, just rest your hand on your piece. Your lines do not have to be perfect. I've told y'all before, if you look at Mackenzie Childs' pieces, I'm going to go ahead and move this and pray we don't lose internet, okay? If you look at their work up close, you will see that they on purpose make it look, they want it to have a hand-painted look, so they're less than perfect. So this is an extra step that you don't have to do, y'all. The only reason I'm doing this is to help with pencil smear. You won't have pencil smear if you do this. All right, I'm going to just do the top row, and then I'm going to paint it with y'all and show you how I actually paint. I've already painted with Fluff, Dixie Belle's Fluff, and y'all know last week we cleaned with White Lightning. I'm trying to think of what products we've used. I primed the whole piece with B.O.S.S White, and then I put a whole coat down of Manatee Gray, and then we started blending with Aubergine, or Amethyst, sorry. No, Aubergine, Manatee Gray, and Tea Rose, and I'll show y'all that on the front. Okay, so right now, I've done my top line here. I've got paint poured out into this little tray right here, and I'm going to go ahead and get my angled brush right here, and I don't need my white right now. I'm just going to dip into my Caviar, and I take this angled brush, bring you in a little bit closer. There we go. And I'm going to look for, I've got them marked here. So let me just start right here. So I put my point end of my brush, the point, up in that corner. You want to start in first. So I put it up in that corner. And I just go across like this. And then I spin it in my hand. I roll it. Because now I'm going to go back to that corner and pull down. Took care of my corner. And then I roll it again. This part of my hand, see, I know if I moved my camera, up against the piece of furniture. I'm going to flip it again. And I'm going to do this on every single one of every other square until I get to, okay? And then I just fill it in, just like that. And I go back and I go from top to bottom so that it's nice and straight. And then there's a lot of paint loaded up there. Just kind of take it down like that. See that? Yes, this is the side, Jackie. Exactly. This is the side, the end. This is the end of the dresser. All right, so into that corner, to put your pointed end of your angle brush in that corner, pull it down. I didn't have enough paint on my brush there. Again, make sure your pointed end is going in first. Pointed end into the corner. Up there into that corner. You want to fill your corners first. I shouldn't do this one over here because that one's hard for y'all to see. Plus it's on trim. I'll move to one of these other ones. I'll move to this one here. It is a lot of work, Ellen. It is. Not white paper at all. Oh, not white paper at all. No, there's no paper on here. Nope. Just paint a ruler, a patient brain, and a little brush. Maybe some good music or some Dixie Belle followers, Whimsical Wednesday fanatics, right? That would be y'all. And it's kind of hard, you guys, because I'm trying not to get in the way. I would normally be like really close to this. See, I got a little excess there, but that's okay. And I just fill it in. Go back left to right, kind of smooth it all out. There's no paper. There's no paper. There, okay, y'all are answering her. No, this is paint. This is fluff. That's so funny. Does it look like paper? It's not paper. It's the side of the dresser. Flip it, go to the corner, pull across as far as you can, go back up to the corner. There we go. I can't do that corner over there because it is over the edge. And then fill it in. I'll fill that in a little bit. Did you add the white trim? No white trim, Susan, I'm sorry. Okay, so you came in late, but this is the way the dresser looked. It's just, this is all the way the dresser looked. And I drew on it with pencil, and then on top of my aubergine over here, I drew in it in chalk. And now I'm filling it all in. When it's done, you won't see any of these lines. I know, Rima, I know. So when I'm done, you won't see any of the lines. You're only gonna see black and white paint. So this, my friends, is not a dresser that you can just like throw some paint on and say, oh, sure, I'll sell that for $300. No. This takes a lot of time, just even drawing it out and then painting it as well. So unless you know, if you are a furniture painter and you put things on the market, unless you know you can get what you've put into it, don't do this kind of work. And y'all, it's a lot of time, a lot of love. You know, just like we say that those of us that do paint for clients, it's hard to see a piece leave because look how close you are to it. When my dad passed away and oh my gosh, it was after he had lived with us for a while. He had Alzheimer's. Which was just awful as well. But, you know, I had family. She had a husband, my stepdad. I had a sister to share the decisions with and the cleaning out of stuff with and all that. And my dad, it was just me, and it's sad and hard. And so after he died, I don't know why I'm venting like this to y'all on my on the Dixie Belle page, but after he died, I spent time like this on some hard projects, and it was hard to watch them go because I was like, wow, I really left a lot of my heart on. Like I just would sit out here and just therapy, you know, big time therapy with the piece on stuff like this. Okay, so let me give y'all another little tip here. This is, I'm filling this in, and hold on. It's hard to talk when I make lines. Sometimes you will still see the chalk line on the outside. Okay, the pencil line you won't. The pencil line you should be able to go right over. But if you do see the pencil line, or when your paint dries, just run an eraser over it. You won't erase the paint. Dixie Belle is so hardy. You won't erase the paint. And if you've got a chalk line, wait till the paint dries and just run your hand over it, and you will wipe the chalk right off. This chalk wipes right off. I'll show y'all in just a second. Okay, do y'all see how this right here cuts in? It goes like that and it cuts in. Kathleen, this is just a small artist brush I got at Hobby Lobby right here. You're losing, Nicole? Okay, I will. I'll move it back out in just a second. I just wanted y'all to be able to see this up close. So what I should do is get my pencil because I want this to continue here. So I need to draw my line straight across like this. We want to act as if this trim is not even, this cutoff edge isn't there. All right? So let's see. Oh, when y'all said y'all are losing me, did y'all mean internet? Because I just saw that we have like less 100 people. That really sucks. I hate that that's happening. It's been hard. These internet things have been hard during this shut-in. Okay, y'all see that? All right, so I'm going to move this back out like that, and I'm going to move back around. Oh, goodness. All right, hold on. Lost my microphone. Well, I hope they'll come back. The people that we lost, I hope they'll come back. Okay, so that is basically that. I want to show you how the chalk. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Okay, so let me just erase this little line out here, okay? Watch me. I'm going to lick my finger. Lick my finger. You could use a wet paper towel. Ellen, I'm sorry. That's terrible. Look. It just goes away. It's gone. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. It's because I moved my phone. Okay, so the chalk comes right off. Take my chalk pencil back. Yeah, all the sites have been having a difficult time. It's true. And just draw it right back on there. Okay. Okay, so that is that. Now, in case you're wondering, once I'm done getting all of my black and white, I'm gonna have to paint black. I'm gonna have to paint white out here and then fill in all the black squares. When I'm done with that, this decorative trim that's in here, I'm still gonna treat that as decorative trim. So I'm still gonna use my gold gilding wax on this piece right here. I'm not gonna act as though that's not there. I'm still gonna use that. Thank you, Julie, for coming back. I really appreciate that. I do. And I appreciate it when you guys share it, because maybe people that catch it on the replay, it won't be so bad. It'll just be kind of glitchy. Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all. We are going to move to this side. And I wonder, this thing is so heavy, but it's on wheels. Maybe I can move that. There we go. All right, so here we go. Are y'all ready? Woo! One door. All right, I'm gonna let y'all in on one door. So remember that we did this last week. Actually, we did the store together. What do y'all think? Let me turn this a little bit. There we go. So the chalk pencils, you mean? I don't know. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure they do. It's a chalk pencil. I think I've linked them. Actually, I think they're in my Amazon shop, Sue. If you go to my Amazon store, you know where that is. I believe I have these in there because I use these in my classes that I teach online. How does the white cover over the purple? Good. Very, very, very good. Covers really good. Yeah, Sherry, I got these. I think she just asked if they were on Amazon because I think she wanted to order instead of make the trek. But yeah, I got mine at Hobby Lobby. I know, isn't it so pretty? Okay, so this here was painted first in Manatee Gray, this gray right here. Manatee Gray, painted first all over Manatee Gray, and then I did the outside in Aubergine, and then I did the inside with Tea Rose. So this is Tea Rose. In the very, very middle, you can see a little hint of haziness. It's a little hazy right here in the middle, and that's the Tea Rose. So it just all kind of comes in. It looks lit up. It looks very whimsical. It looks like it will come alive, and that is exactly what my client wanted. So I have a long way to go on this piece, y'all, a really, really long way. But I am through with the door, actually all the doors. I just don't want to show you the whole thing. I'm through with the drawers and both a door on each end. Now I'm working on the top, the two ends, and I've got all this leg space to do down here, and I'm still not super sure what I'm going to do about that. Oh, no problem, Sherry. No problem. Thank you, Miranda. Okay, so I'm going to use Dixie Belle's Warm Gold. This is their Warm Gold Gilding Wax. I know that a lot of us also use the Redesigns Eternal, is that the one that we all use? Eternal is Redesigns Gilding Wax. But that one is more, not as gaudy as this. Warm Gold by Dixie Belle is very gaudy. So I'm going to show y'all this one, and I want gaudy for this piece. So let me open this one for you. Their gilding waxes are very creamy. They don't have a screw-on lid, though. It's these lids that you have to pop off. So like it? I love this. It's super bold, super, super bold gold. So I just use my finger when I apply gilding waxes. And you can see how soft it is when I go to touch it. I mean, look how easily it moves. It's creamy. It's super, super. This is like one of those videos that you watch that's like soothing and satisfying. So if you've never used their warm gold, I highly encourage you to try it. I've put my link at the top of this video that you can buy any of the colors that we've talked about. Caviar, Fluff, Manatee Gray, Aubergine, Tea Rose, and now the warm gold gilding wax. So it's super creamy. When you get it, when you first open it, when you first get it, it may look settled and hard. So I just take a little palette knife and stir it all up, and that's it. That's it. That's all you do. All right, so I'm going to dip my finger in it, and then I just apply it, just like this. The only thing you have to be careful of when you do this is making sure that you don't get too carried away and your finger slips over the edge and you end up with gilding wax on the back side, because it doesn't wipe off. Like, it'll just smear. So I usually start off kind of light like this. I know that you probably don't think this is super light. I start off light, and then after I gild the entire piece, anywhere that I'm going to do it, then I go back to areas and make them a little more heavier. So, we always say you can always add more, but it's hard to take off. So this long skinny piece here, you just want to make sure you get enough on your finger that you can spread this on. Now this is exactly what I will also use on these end pieces that are super heavy. Yeah, guys, this piece, I told y'all last week, this piece is going to Houston, Texas, and they're going to come pick it up, actually, and it's going in this Precious Couples, it's going to be a media cabinet, but it's going in their children's playroom. So how fancy is that? Pretty fancy. All right. That made me really happy. Houston is my my hometown. Was Dixie Belle on here tonight? I haven't seen them on. Maybe they haven't been on. Hi, Lynn. Hi there. Oh, wait. Who's saying this? Oh, Deborah. You need to order the warm gold soon, as Dixie Belle is discontinuing and reformulating all the gilding waxes. Oh. I did not know that. Thank you, Deborah, for letting us know that. Well, I'm sure it will just be bigger and better than this already is. I mean, this is super creamy. Now, I will tell you, when I first started with them years ago, the gilding waxes were hard, and you'd have to like scrape it out and put it in the palm of your hand, or put it in a little dish and like microwave it and warm it up. But to me, this is a much more new and formulated version, but I just love it because it's super gaudy, and I like me some gaudy. So before we close, again, I would love it if you guys would follow me on my page as well, Tracy's Fancy, and just want to remind you that we are here every single Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, and we're always working on, I feel like it's something fun, always working on something fun, kind of out of the box. I don't think we'll be working on this piece next week. I don't really like to stretch them out over a 3-week period. I had a little excess there. There we go. And I hope to be done give this piece about another week and be done with it. So I think when we come back next week, we're going to be working on a really cool headboard and footboard, like almost as cool as this piece. Well, probably as cool as this piece. Miranda, you like it? Hey, Leah. Hi, honey. How are you? Gaudy. Do I say gaudy funny, Lynn? You say it funny, Lynn. You say the funny word. Not me. So that is beautiful, right, guys? Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, what if I do this over here? Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Do I have time? I have time. Pretty fancy. Someone said we were fancy earlier, so this, I will agree. I said I was complicated, but yeah, this is fancy. There we go. Total game changer. I mean, the piece was gorgeous anyway. Then we painted it and made it even more gorgeous. Then we blended it and made it even more gorgeous. Then we made it funky with our black and white on the sides, right? And now we're making it fabulous and gaudy. Whoa! Very cool. Very cool. Oh, my eye. Something in my eye. So that's it, guys. That's it. I probably will do these too, but I'm not sure how much I want to put on them. This is the big chunky handle. So I'm going to leave that handle until I get the rest of the piece done. And remember, guys, that I still have to do the inside because that's the original color of this piece. This lovely yellow. Isn't it beautiful? It's like a yellow white. Not going to leave that. So I'm probably going to do black and white stripes on the inside. I think so. I know, pretty amazing. And I haven't done the insides of the doors. All of that will get finished out. So that's that, folks. You guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope everybody's staying well and staying healthy and keeping your spirits up. And thank you for joining here. Melissa, yes, it's warm gold. Was someone asking? Thank you for answering for me. Yes. Margot, I love that question. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Margot, you can do two things. You can send me a message on Facebook Messenger, but the best way to reach me is at info@traceysfancy.com. That's my email. info@traceysfancy.com. Let's see here. Elena, thanks. Not sure. I was under the impression that after time it needed to be reapplied. I'm not sure what you are referring to, Elena. I think I missed your first comment. Are you talking about wax? A long time ago, when people first started painting with chalk paint of any type and any brand, especially the old brands that were originally out, like Annie Sloan, A.S., the only way to seal those products was with wax, and you would just use like a clear wax. And then eventually they came out with like a dark wax or shading wax, something like that. But they said, oh, well, wax has to be applied like once a year. Hi, honey. Hello, sunshine, y'all. That's my daughter, Haley. Y'all all say hi to Haley. Give some hearts for Harlow. Harlow's probably watching. So anyway, Elena, that is true. However, over time, and as the trend took off and other companies started coming out and formulating and coming up with other chalk paint products, we realized, someone along the way realized that you could actually use like top coats, like water-based top coats on them, and they still seal. And the whole world changed. Like no more waxing, no more rubbing and buffing and reapplying, and we don't have to do all that. Now, most of us save waxing for decorative aspects of the paint job, for shading and shadowing or toning down colors or adding gold or things like that. So now we kind of call them decor waxes. So yeah, no more of that mess. You don't have to do that anymore. Oh, I love, Janet, that y'all are saying hello to each other. Melissa's saying hi to Haley. Okay, guys, well, thanks for hanging in there with me tonight. We had like 250 people on here, and then I guess we were glitching. That sucks. But I love y'all for sticking around. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that other end. I'm going to head over to my page now, Tracey's Fancy, on Facebook, and go back to that and talk to my people over there and do a little bit more black and white check painting. So if you want to see more, you can head over there. Otherwise, I think that someone else may be coming on after me. I'm not sure. You'll have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see y'all next Wednesday. Hi, Harlow, boo-boo. I love you. Mwah. Y'all take care. Bye.